How's it going, everyone? It's Daddy Brown here, and today we're back with another episode of Castlevania Curse of Darkness, and probably the last episode. Right now I'm talking over some footage, well, it's gonna be a lot of footage, where I go back to areas that I missed some things. Actually, this is the Morpia Aqueduct, because after we had the whole Dracula castle popping up, the water drained, and we could go back to this area, which had a section filled with water that we couldn't access before, but now we can. And that's basically the same with this part, where it was the boss area of the Morpia Aqueduct, and it was filled with water. Then I head to the Bahijet Mountains, or however you pronounce that one, and it seems the waterfall went away. I don't know how, I don't know how the water draining from what seemed like a lake or a shore affected the waterfall, but yeah. And if you want to just skip straight to the fight, just skip to 12 minutes into this video. But for now, I'm just going to be going over a lot of important things that I went back to check. Got some materials, and this is how we're going to be able to get 100% complete on the map. Also found some chairs in this room, which I'll be covering all of them, except the last one, which will happen after we continue, like after we fight the final fights, since it does seem like Dracula's castle is going to be the final area. Then we're here at the forest, where we'll find some more water that has been drained, and there's a freaking toilet that we can use. That's one of the chairs. What was I gonna say? There's also a few items that I won't be able to make, or at least one of them. If you remember the Dullahan fight, remember that crater that I didn't know what to do? Apparently you just had to do the butt press. But in the Dullahan fight, I had to steal from Dullahan to get a specific item that I'm not able to get. You can't find anywhere else. Some of the items apparently you can only get from the boss fights. I think Isaac had something unique, or maybe it was Devil's Vein. I didn't really pay too much attention when I was looking it up. But yeah, that kind of screwed me over. I'll go over once the video shows the part I'll talk about related to the weapons. And here, this is what we needed to do. Right now you're seeing one of the battle types, which branched off from the golem. You needed to use a secret weapon, basically those shitty weapons that were pretty random, like the bat or the shield. There was also a bomb I was able to make. And this little ID had that special power that allowed me to just plow through those statues and open the door. You just had to use it from the top of the stairs, and that's how you got it. And it gave us the rare ring, which is really handy in finding and having enemies drop materials. Here what we're seeing is one of the variations of the mages. It's as you saw me point out, Purify is what we need to kill these blood skeletons. It is the penultimate version of the mage. If you go to the path all the way to the left, that's the one that has Purify. This is the final version on the left, but you get Purify on the penultimate one. I forgot the name of it. And then back here, as I figured we needed fire, this is by the Aeolon Ruins, the door that had the vines that I really didn't pay too much attention to. I didn't use the mage. I don't think I had a fire move unlocked for it yet. A wooden rod. This is actually the third generation of wooden rod, by the way. I'll go into more detail after the 12-minute mark before we start the fight, because I ended up getting all of the IDs that we had available. Well, almost all of them. In Frenzy of the Wind, you could get those from the what's that enemy? The Jin. It's basically the freaking chair. But it's basically the opposite version of the Ifrit, which is the fire kamikaze explosive enemy. Don't really know how to explain him, but yeah, you probably know. Just by that fantastic description. And we have this innocent double over here, this fairy type that's the one on the far. Oh, it's not the one on the far right. It's the second on the left. I can't even say that right, but it has an ability that lets you decipher some of these writings, and that writing talked about a 9 laser blade or something. That's what we needed to get an item from Dullahan, and well, I'm going really fast over this with this footage. And right there you saw us evolve Bad Hombre. What you needed to do to evolve Bad Hombre into the final evolution was use Isaac's weapon, which you unlocked by combining some materials, which I'll go over. And then this is back into Alon Ruins. We're using this fairy type. That's the only one that could find that switch in that section of Alon Ruins. And that fairy is quite trolly. It's basically a comic relief fairy, as you see right here in this section. Apparently all the freaking walls fall. But it's, this is how you'll be able to get 100% mats on Alon Ruins. Found an access potion, I can't even talk. And a few chairs. What's that up here? Oh, nice. I think that is Oraculum, the item up ahead. It's a rare metal. Yeah, Oraculum. I can't English. God damn it. One of the materials you'll need to make a long staff, which you'll see me using in a bit. Forgot the name of it. And then here's another chair, and we find Majingelis. God damn it. I think I mispronounced that one too, but you do more damage with that item the lower your health is, so it's quite handy. And then here we are at the Evermore Tower. I believe that's what it was called. It was the one that I mentioned earlier. It's basically I forgot the name of the other tower. God damn it. It's basically just like that, except harder, and you're going down the stairs. So we found a rare item called Vampire's Blood. I believe that's what it said. And at the end of the tower we found a gold skeleton, which are basically the same as normal skeletons, except with a crap ton of health. I believe 2000 HP or something. And they dropped the miracle eggs, which is a rare material. That's good to have. And now, that's how you exit that tower. That place is actually quite hard. It has a lot of high level enemies, but I grinded Hector to around, I think I was in the early 90s. Actually, in the 80s probably, because right now I'm in the 90s. And right now we're fighting, what's it called? Nuculais. It's not Legion. Legion was the first part of the boss fight. And this one is like Nuculais or something. And we're having a much easier time. I am using the 7-bladed sword. And apparently it's weak against this sword because this sword is dark type. And Nuculais is a light type. So we're having a much easier time, not to mention that I'm a higher level, way higher than before. And what you see right there is one of the bird type doubles, the mast. I think it's called a gargoyle, and it's actually my favorite type. It's quite handy. So what you do is you have your ID guarding the whole time, which distracts Nuculais, and it makes it easy pickings for you to take out. There we go. He got wrecked. So this boss is pretty much pointless, and the only important thing you get from it is being able to go up those stairs that we saw before, which you gotta do before you defeat him, because after you defeat him the stairs are gone, and I didn't know that at the first time, so I had to restart the fight. But yeah, that grants you 100% on the Giraldi Temple. Here we're back at Dracula's castle, where I missed that little crack before. It's on the same floor we left off. Actually, I think it's on the floor before that. And we find ourselves a secret ID, which is the last ID we're able to obtain. But you can't get it through normal means. You need a pumpkin mace. And to get the materials for the pumpkin mace, you need to kill an assassin zombie, and it has to drop a stone mask, I believe it's called, which is no, a jade. It has to drop jade, and with that you make a stone mask and then a hockey mask or something. But jade is really hard to find, so you gotta spend a ton of time farming assassin zombies for it to drop it. You find them at the forest of Chickermont, or whatever the heck it's called. But yeah, the pumpkin ID is the last one you find, and it's actually quite useless besides the stats. These are the last two chairs. The therapeutic chair, which we found in the old castle I missed, and this rocking chair by Julia's shop. Alright, so now that that recap's over with, we shall get to the current time and do a boss fight. Alright, and now we are back at Dracula's castle. Frickin' thing. Right now we are... oh, we completed 100% of Dracula's castle. For some reason our thing isn't at our map isn't at 100 though. That's weird. But let's check the summonings. Right now I am using Senior Pumpkin type. It has a good amount that we still gotta check, but it takes so long to get a double shard from them. I'm not even gonna bother since they're pretty much useless. They're the same, it's just different masks. And the only thing they do is give you a crap ton of stats, as you can see here. By the strength is plus 56, concentration 18, luck 43, and the only thing this one does is, yeah, go for a return. But they're pretty weak, but they give Hector a bunch of good stats, so I guess that's all. That's the good thing about them. Next we'll check the fairies. These are the fairies I unlocked. Final forms. I think we had to call Star in the Tiara. Tiramitsu is the one that can decipher stuff. It's really good because it gives us the invincible base ability that makes us invincible. And gold heal, you pay her 5,000 gold to get fully healed. There's that troll right there, troll fairy. Here are the battle types. There's a Yeti. Juggernaut we already know. Ironside. Corpse we already know, and Razits, it's another one. Kinda going over them quick so we can start the fight. The Phoenix. The Indigo is another dragon. Gargoyle is the one I really like. And that's another one. I think which route did I take before? I think I went with the crystal route. This is Twinkle Rock. Need to use a special weapon to unlock that one, and these ones all pretty much look the same, different stats. As you can see, this is the double type, and that's pretty much it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, special weapons that I was talking about. Here they are. That's how you get some of the IDs. And then the last weapon I'm gonna go over is, what's it called? Isaac's staff, which you need to use it. You need to get 100 shards with it while using the double type double, and that's how you advance it to the final evolution. So that's how you build it. Now then, I'm gonna be using the Force Club since it's actually not bad, and I haven't used fist weapon in any of my videos. I'm also going to be using this helmet that gives us more attack, even though the defense is a bit lower than a cross helmet. And the Hanzo armor, which gives us more attack again. I also unlocked the light ring, which I got by defeating an enemy unit on the Evermore Tower. The void ring, which protects us from the dark. And the Mangelos thingamajig. I might switch the light ring or something else, but yeah. Let's check it. These are some of the moves that you can do with this. Oh crap, let's switch our devil type to Bad Hombre this second. So when I have an epic fight with Isaac. Also, the last move you unlock with it, it's basically a circle, one of the circles. Causes an explosion that if you charge it up, it does 1000 damage max. So